Hi Modelers, I'm Chris the Modeler at ABR Modelworks, and this video we're going to destroy this baseboard. I'm going to apply weight to it until it just caves in. How I'm going to do that is simple. I'm going to place it between a couple of tubs, and then I'm going to put not one but three 60-litre tubs, and I'm going to slowly fill them up with water until it collapses. So a litre of water is equal to 1 kilogram, and 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds. So if these get full, that's 180 kilograms or 397 pounds. Now I can hear some of you saying, why am I doing this? Well, quite simply, when we announced the modular model railroad baseboard system, we had a few people saying they're not going to be strong enough. And I took one of the 450 by 600 mil panels and placed it between two tubs and stood on it. And I weigh around 90 kilograms. And it handled my weight. And on that one, it had no bracing underneath. So this is really a test to see just how much weight we can add to it. A lot of baseboards are made out of very heavy timber and makes it very difficult to move around. This baseboard only weighs around 6.5 kilos. And as such, I can easily pick it up . In fact, lift it with one finger. So it's a nice light system. It's also very rigid, no flex at all. So this is an ideal baseboard system for someone who wants to be part of a Fremo system and go to events with other modelers and join their railways together. Or if you're living in a relatively confined space and you need to be able to pack your railway away, this is a great way of doing it. So let's the destruction begin. I'm going to take it outside now and destroy it. Okay, so here's our setup. We've got our three tubs, our baseboard suspended between two tubs, and I put some blue tape marks so you can see where the water is as we're filling it up, and that way we'll be able to tell how much roughly we've got in there when it collapses. So let's get started. I'll go turn the tap on and we'll start filling it up. Now obviously this is going to take a little bit of time and we'll be fast forwarding quite a bit of the way through it, but here we go. Okay, so our first tub is almost a quarter of the way full. Alright, no sign of stress yet. Let's get some into the other two. Alright, so this one's now roughly quarter full. Alright, so we've basically now got 3/4 of a tub. So we now have basically a tub full that's 60 kilograms. Okay, so we're approaching 90 kilograms, which is my weight. Now, when I stood up before, it was just across one. Now we've got a much longer span holding my weight, and I can see there's a little bit of a bow in that. Now of course, there's just no way your model railway is amount of scenery you're going to put in this area is going to be 90 kilograms. I mean, that's just crazy. So we'll do it in half step. Let's see how much of a bow we've got. I reckon there's probably less than ½ an inch in the middle. So we're starting to get to the point where it's stressing. And I'm guessing we're probably somewhere around 105 odd kilos. So I'll just start evenly spreading the weight now. Now at this point I haven't heard any cracks or groans. And at the back here I can't see anything that's looking like it's about to fail. But we did say we would destroy it. Let's keep going. Oh, I heard my first little crack. We're starting to get to the point where things will start to fail. Oh yes, and another one. Whoa, there we go. Okay, so 3 tubs, 3/4, quick bit of maths, around about 115-ish kilograms before it finally failed. And of course it's broken through the centre. So let's lift the tubs away and inspect the damage. Okay, well, we'll take this back in the workshop and have a closer look at it, but as one would expect, you know, it's failed at a joint section, but it's stood up, I think, very well. Let's go inside and check it more closely. Okay, so we're back in the workshop, so let's take a look at what went wrong. Well, it didn't really go wrong, because at 135 kilograms, I think it well and truly passed the test for this size of baseboard, and that's really what you need to take into consideration. It would be very unlikely that someone would build a baseboard of this size and put anything like that amount of weight on it, especially if you're looking to make it portable or even be able to pack it away between running sessions, etc. So let's look at where it's failed. It's failed where the ribs have joined to the end plate. The 2 end plates that are glued together, of course, they haven't failed. There's a lot of glue surface area there, and you wouldn't expect that to fail at all. The little U-clamps, they have obviously helped in that regard, and the material has failed where the U-clamps have been glued and it's actually torn away some of the MDF. Now, some of this damage has happened when it's collapsed and the weight of the tubs have driven it into the grass. So that's, you know, that's part of the aftermath of it letting go. But it's let go at the joint line, and the other area that started to fail is through this section here, which is in the middle of one of the panels, where all of the cuts are for the ribs to join up. But all in all, you know, I think it's really passed the test very well. The cross braces have obviously made it stronger and they've done their job. Now, one could argue that you could increase the strength by not putting as many of these little holes in the cross pieces, but one of the key things we were trying to achieve was to make the baseboard as light as possible for 2 reasons. One, physically handling it, and then the other one for freighting it to wherever the end user is. Now, when we sent Bart's baseboard off to him, we saved nearly 20% because of these holes. So I don't think that's something to be concerned about at all. I think the design has stood up to the criteria that we were looking for, and that was to build something that was lightweight, simple to put together, minimal amount of tools, and that pretty much anybody with any skills and the ability to be able to, you know, a little bit of sanding and gluing, they've got themselves a really good baseboard. Now, the glue that I've used is the Deluxe Materials aliphatic glue. I've used this on a number of little projects and it is super strong, and it doesn't let go when it gets moisture. So we do recommend that you seal the timber before you start putting scenery onto it to make sure that you're not getting any moisture into the material itself, because that can let go, and some white glues once they get wet will start to soften up and go rubbery as well. So this doesn't, it dries, and it dries nice and hard. Bart used the Gorilla range of glues, the PVA in that, and that's also a very, very good glue. So either of those I think you'd be pretty fine with. Just check out the professional ranges of wood glues at your hardware store or hobby shop, and just make sure that they are a glue that's going to dry and be waterproof. So there we have it. I'm very happy with this. Yes, I got a nice pile of scrap, and I guess something I can take around to a couple of shows perhaps. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I could possibly do that. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm confident that really the large layout that Bart has will stand the test of time in his environment, and the one that Will's going to make, and that's going to be dragged around to various shows, etc., along with mine. I think we meet all those criteria. So we're going to start the construction of ABR lines. In that series of videos I'm going to show you how to assemble the baseboard system. It's really easy, but nevertheless we're going to step you through that process just to make it even easier for you. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. It certainly helps a lot when it comes to YouTube. Ring the bell for notifications. The like button if you felt this was worth a watch. Now the next video that I'm going to be working on, in fact starting as soon as I finish this, is we're going to start the construction of ABR lines. I am Chris the Modeler. Have a great day modelling, and thanks for watching.